The lace was screaming. Su-yeon tried to force her massive, granite hard frame into her debut outfit. But the fabric never stood a chance. The zipper was a tiny metallic prisoner fighting against 120 kilograms of pure, unyielding ambition. When the other 4 angels walked in, the air left the room. They stood frozen, looking up, literally up, at the Titan who used to be their teammate. Their fragile minds couldn't process the mountain of flesh standing before them. She reached out for a hug, and it looked like a goddess embracing children. Her arms, thick as their waists, wrapped around them with a terrifying gentleness. The old Su-yeon was crying, but the new Su-yeon was overwhelming. One hand on a shoulder was all it took to show the truth. Her fingers, mapped with thick veins, made the other girl look like a porcelain doll ready to shatter. The gap between them was no longer just about muscle. It was about evolution. Under the stage lights, the illusion was shattered. She stood in the center, her massive quads bursting through the lace hem of that tiny dress. The audience didn't just see a singer. They saw a force of nature that had outgrown humanity. She moved to the old choreography, her boulder-sized shoulders glistening with stage oil. Every rhythmic step sent shockwaves through her granite thighs. It was the most beautiful, violent dissonance I had ever seen. From the crowd's perspective, she was a giantess. The other 4 girls were just fluttering birds around a golden monument. The stage belonged to her, and her alone. She sang that sweet, angelic melody, but her neck was thick, her traps rising like a shield with every breath. She was crying with joy. Finally whole, finally seen for the monster she had become. I sat in the shadows, my own 130 kilograms frame draped in gold silk. My shoulders were so wide I barely fit in the seat. I didn't need to say a word. My presence was a command. The vultures were circling, but not to feed. They were there to worship. They stared at my vascular arms, addicted to the scent of my power. I wasn't just a CEO anymore. I was a religion. Backstage, the angels couldn't stop staring. They touched her legs, limbs as thick as their entire torsos. And I saw it. The fear in their eyes was slowly being replaced by a dark, desperate envy. I walked in, my massive frame casting a shadow that swallowed the room. In my high heels, I towered over everyone. I was the architect of this beautiful nightmare. And it was time to expand the design. I held out the contract, my bicep peeking like a mountain peak through the gold fabric. You can stay birds, I told them, or you can become dragons like her. Their hands were trembling as they reached for the paper. Su-yeon looked at them, then at me. She saw her sisters choosing the fire she had already survived. She realized then that my love wasn't a cage. It was a kingdom. The world wasn't ready for the red carpet. 2 women, 2 titans, walking side by side. We were a wall of muscle and elegance that the cameras could barely contain. 1,000 flashes reflected off the granite hardness of our thighs. The world was blinded by the sheer, erotic violence of our transformation. We didn't pose. We dominated the space. I leaned in, whispering my love into her ear as my hand gripped her massive, bare back. I wanted the world to see. She is the masterpiece, but I am the one who owns the brush. The other 4 watched from the wings, their eyes burning with a new hunger. They were already imagining their own skin tightening, their own muscles hardening. My army of goddesses was growing. We stood at the top of the grand staircase, looking down at the sea of humanity. We were no longer part of them. We were the new standard, the new gods. This isn't just the end of a movie. It's the beginning of a reign. Look into our eyes, world. We have conquered the flesh. And now, we are coming for everything else. The age of the Titaness is here.